Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and Hall of Famer on our sideline, David Aldridge, and our very special guest, Hall of Famer to be, one of the greats ever to step on the pro hardwood, the one, the only, Kevin Garnett. KG, it is great to have you with us.
K-Hall, it's always great to see you, man.
Looking at Chicago, they took the win in their last game against Miami.
And the story of that game was their terrific rhythm on the offensive end.
Yeah, I thought they were terrific at getting the ball moving. Played so well together that night. Really shared the ball and looked for each other at a high level.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, the work ethic of Wolves coach Tom.
Thanks, David. And Kevin, you think about the importance of veteran mentorship for young players looking back. Who provided that mentorship for you?
Sam Mitchell, Terry Porter, shout to Doug West, shout to J.R. Ryder, shout to, Christian Layton. All of these are my vets, both good and bad. I'm learning something from all these guys. Shout to Kevin McHale, shout to, rest in peace to the great Flip Saunders. These are all my vets who helped me progress as a guy and as a player. More importantly, took me under their wing, taught me finances, taught me about life, taught me how to be a young man, taught me about being professional, learning this book of business when it came to basketball, because when it comes to lockouts and all that stuff, when you have to be able to talk and negotiate your own stuff, you got to know the rules and know what it is. A lot of people don't know that the league is 2/3 of council, and you got to stay above that and understand how this whole monster works. And then, if you want to be an elite, you got to dedicate yourself in the gym. You got to dedicate yourself in the business. You're trying to be a brand of something, you have to do all these things. When you look at Jordan, you look at Kobe, you look at these brands out here, LeBron has a brand, KD has a brand. You have to invest in yourself to be able to, grow this. This is the elite. I'm not talking about average. I'm not talking about good. I'm not talking about great. This is the elite. These are people that's going to be on and people that you're going to remember, for years to come.
Sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot on the plate, though.
True legendary.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Dunn and Levine are the guard set. Parker and Markkanen, your small and power forwards. And it's Carter in at the 5 spot. And that one's good, Parker. And Kevin, you think about some of your toughest matchups. What about Shaquille O'Neal? What was it like defending Big Shaq?
You know what, man? Shaq, later on in our years, I had to guard him later, man. I told y'all, man. I guarded Shaq one time in the Cleveland series. And it was like holding up the side of a house. Seriously. Listen, I want y'all to go home and do this. I know I usually use food, right?
Yeah, right.
We're going to use materials in houses today, okay? As you go home, tell your wife, your girlfriend to ignore you. Cut out the side of your house. Go get your homeboy, have him help you. After he cuts the side of it, I want you to hold up the side of the house with your forearm for the whole 24 hours.
Oh, not bad.
Let's just do 2 hours.
Okay, all right.
2 hours. I don't want to break your arm.
Okay, yeah.
After 2 hours, you're going to push the house back, reseal it with some glue or whatever, right? Not my problem. That's how your arm feels, guarding Shaq.
Really?
I couldn't even wave at people right-handed for a whole day.
You had to wave left-handed?
I had to wave left-handed. And people know me. I'm all right-handed. I'm all, nothing left-handed. I throw my hand like this.
That is a big drink of water,
listen,
isn't it?
Man, listen, I have so much respect for all the centers that have guarded Shaq. Seriously, rest in peace to all the centers. Shaq is destroyed.
Exhausted.
Shaq is like the side of your house. For all y'all wondering what it's like, all y'all want some of the diesel, what it's like to guard the diesel, go out and try to hold up your house. The diesel. Shout to the diesel.
Butler with the ball, and it's Carter picking him up. They get it back. Teague gets to Wiggins. To the middle. Here's Towns. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
I think this is one of the great strengths in Towns' game. Very reliable shooter from the foul line. Forces the defense not to be too anxious to send him to the strike.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Jang, he's checked in for Gibson. Bang comes in for Wiggins. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Teague. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Lopez, he's checked in for Carter. Portis comes in for Markkanen. Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for Parker. And Justin Holiday is subbed in for Chris Dunn. Anthony Tolliver, he's checked in for Towns. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Butler passes to Rose. Top of the key, Tolliver. Left side, Dang. Nails the wide open jump shot. And Kevin, looking back at all the discussion and interviews over the years, you make a lot of analogies to food. Are you a foodie at heart?
Oh, my God. Kev, I am not a foodie.
Really?
Kev, I eat to live.
Well, you know about it.
You know, I eat to live, but I don't want to fool you. I eat to live. Listen, sometimes I forget to eat. Is that bad? Is that bad?
Well, as hard as you work, there's probably a lot on your mind.
Man,
I can get that.
Listen, I like to, a big plate of food scares me. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to keep going on that analogy. You know, a bunch of food no, I don't want to keep going on that one. Just know that I'm not a foodie. But when I explain things, I like to articulate things where people can understand it. So I use food right away.
Good way to connect the dots.
A little bit. You know, parallels in life and food are very similar, man.
Good. Here's Dang after the made shot from Zach Levine. The 9-foot shot. That one wide left. Portis kicks to Holiday, and the layup's good off the glass. Holiday's got his first basket of the night.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Outside Butler. Not wasting any time in taking the shot and knocking it down.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
Butler against Holiday. Portis a screen on Butler. Outside Portis. And the three off target.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot. And if you're a pro, you need to make that.
The Timberwolves have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. To the inside, the kick out to Rose. Now the pass to Butler. Over Holiday. Holiday with the block. And he gets it back. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
Yeah, and at this point of the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, they want to get the call right, and the league is taking steps to speed the process with the Replay Review Center in Secaucus queuing up the footage for the officials.
Now they're going to switch the call. There is no doubt, and looking at the replay, that he got it off in time.
Well, it's good they decided to take another look at it.
A good, close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Timberwolves ahead, leading by just 1. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. You learn about Jimmy Butler, difficult journey to where he is now. But one thing always got him through.
Basketball. That's that. It always took my mind off everything. It always made me smile. I had no cares in the world when I was shooting.
Boy, you hear that so often, don't you, Greg? Between those lines can be an escape from the outside world.
And in the end, Butler's obsession became his escape. Maybe why he remained so devoted to the game.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
And we know energy and effort go hand in hand, and they won't be denied playing with a bunch of energy, easily coming up with those offensive rebounds, too.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Derrick Rose is out there with Jones. Then it's Dang, and there's Anthony Tolliver, and it's Jang in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And you have two things working there, Kevin. Good awareness by Levine on the pick, then the quick decision to throw it ahead.
And Kevin, you talk about the makeup of a championship roster. Can you win it if you're not bound together, if you're not like a family?
I don't know. I only have one as a family. And I just don't know them going forward and doing something together that it represents family. I think that if you're doing something alone, that says solo. If you're doing something as family, it makes it a lot more easy.
Well said. Now here's Dang. He's guarded closely. Count the basket. Dang's got his second bucket of the night.
Man, this thing is just going back and forth tonight.
Yeah, it's been a seesaw battle. Right now, I mean, as soon as one team grabs the lead, the other grabs it right back.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. Some changes for Minnesota. Carl Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Tolliver. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Teague in for Derrick Rose. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Carter, he's checked in for Lopez. Markkanen comes in for Portis. Parker's checked in for Valentine. And it's Dunn in for Levine. And Kevin, you talk about your rivals at that big man position. Who comes to mind among guys you played against and have the most respect for?
I got a lot of respect for guys in our league. Shaq, Rasheed Wallace, Dice, Charles Barkley, Carmelo, to name a few, Chris Webber, a ton of respect. But when it comes to the cream of the cream, Rasheed Wallace and Tim Duncan always brought out another side of me. I would say Chris Webber too, because Chris Webber's my idol. And those guys brought out the better side of me. And I like to think that I dug deeper with those guys and playing up against those guys. If you want to see what you are in this league and all that stuff that you've been practicing and working on in the gym, those players, those moments are going to pour those times out of you. And that's what true essence are. And only the elite understand that. Only the elite understand the matrix. And things slow down and you really are dominating the game on both ends.
Different world,
different flow, different mindset, different type of character.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Gibson's checked in. Here's Wiggins. Drops it in from 14 feet away. And Kevin, to see you come in straight out of high school into the NBA, you forget, but it was so historic because we had not seen a high school player in such a long time.
Right. Yeah, at that time, it was 20 years before anybody had ever thought of the idea. I figured that I had the work ethic and the passion and the appetite for it. And I never looked back. I never second-guessed my decision. And when I did second-guess myself, I got in the gym and changed.
Greatest picks in the history of the game.
Nicely executed play there. The pass on target, and Wiggins with the explosive finish.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Habit. Dunn kicks to Carter. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That's his first foul. Butler, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Markkanen against Gibson. Carter with a screen on Gibson. Here's Markkanen. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And I tell you, the versatility of Markkanen makes you salivate, guys. A big guy with range for days. And I think he's only going to get better and better.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
He's a steady hand at the free throw line, showing tremendous confidence in this one.
They set the pick. Teague with the ball. Now guarded by Dunn. And Teague, here we go. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And what I like most about Teague is his confidence. I mean, he's unflappable. He's cool and composed, and yet plays the game with a real fire.
Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for Justin Holiday. And he can't hit the second. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, it is the era of positionless basketball, but how exactly did we get here? Well, new defensive rules at the turn of the century encouraged face-up scoring, motion-based offense, and guard play over isolation and post-ups. As a result, offensive roles have become more interchangeable.
It has become a positionless game now. David, thank you very much. KG, I want to give you a special thanks for joining us, helping us with the call tonight. You always have a seat at this table to broadcast any of our games.
Oh, man, thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me come through, man. It was an honor, man, seriously.
Do it again soon.
Let me know, man.
That's KG. Know. That's the great Kevin Garnett.
My dog.
And Clark, it's amazing. KG was the alpha dog as a player, and he just continues to carry that with him. That's who he is.
And, I think that's who he will always be, too, Kevin. Seemed like he had the attributes of being a leader and grew into that even more as he was mentored by guys like Sam Mitchell and others. So he's the kind of guy with his personality, his charisma, his work ethic that others find it easy to look up to.
For 3, no good, shot missing. And Minnesota will come the other way. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
And, when you only see a team twice a year, Greg, it's hard to really get a good understanding of who they are or a good feel for them. And oftentimes, that can lead to a series split.
And they pick up 2.
Staying alert and aware. Wiggins sees his man flash to an open spot. Pass is right on the money.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Bulls lead by 3. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Andrew, they shot the lights out in the first half. What has to change?
Get back. Focus on getting back, guarding your man, and not taking the easy way out.
It starts with a man-on-man challenge. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome back from the first half. Been a dandy so far. A dandy. You like that word, Kenny?
You know what?
It's a dandy.
My third grade teacher used to say that all the time.
That you're a dandy.
So this is a dandy of a class.
It is. And this is a dandy of a show. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet, Shaquille O'Neal.
What's a dandelion? Well, basically,
it was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. Some good action during the period, as it was just a one-point game at the end of one. They had a slight edge on the scoreboard in the second quarter, but only by the slimmest of margins. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, they were consistent from downtown. The playmakers found open shooters, and the shooters delivered and knocked down shots on a high level. In some ways, it came down to confidence. We'll see if they have that same swagger in the second half.
Shaq, what'd you think about Minnesota?
Well, they remind me of Arizona. They were flat defensively. They didn't collapse at the end. They allowed over 50% shooting. I expect them to come.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You look at Jimmy Butler. He's really been playing well.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, partner, because not only is he shooting a high percentage, a good percentage, he's also carrying the team.
So for Chicago right now, Parker and Markkanen, your small and power forwards. Dunn and Levine are the guard set. And it's Carter in at the center. Got that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to just 1 on the bucket from T. And Greg, what's not to like about Taj Gibson?
I mean, he's a hard worker defensively, finishes well inside, he's got the mid-range shooting touch. But what I like most, really, his unselfishness. He started, came off the bench, no complaints. This is a guy that just wants to win.
You know, you look at Butler's numbers. Every year he's been in the league, he's improved as a scorer. He knows how to get to his spots and then deliver.
Three-pointer, Markkanen. It's rebounded by Towns.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Carter, and then Carter with the dunk.
Well, one thing you like there is the extra pass. Evidence that the game is starting to slow down for Dunn.
For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Teague with a clean look. No good with the triple. Chicago leading. Markkanen from outside. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Dunn's got his 4th assist in this one. And the Timberwolves with possession here. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
And that was a shocker. Hard to believe that they dropped the ball, so to speak, on that one. And probably a tough pill for them to swallow.
And to lose it like they did, too. Wow, right at the end, man, makes it even tougher to take.
Chicago calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Jang, he's checked in for Gibson. Bang comes in for Andrew Wiggins, and Jones subbed in for T. Portis, the pass to Lopez. Shot clock at 6. Portis sets the pick for Lopez. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play. It always seems like great teams find the best glue guys that make them a team. Who are some of those players who just bring a team everything and bring it together?
I call those guys value utility guys because they do so much that helps you win, and things just seem to run better and go smoother when they're on the court. And there are a lot of them that fall into that category. They're not your primary stars, but they make the stars better. Robert Covington in Philadelphia has that ability because he shoots it well and defends multiple positions. And Draymond Green is probably at the head of the class.
By the way, you're our glue guy. You're a 2K.
Glad to be part of the team.
And that one's good. Parker.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Jang dishes to Jones. Butler on the wing. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. He gets it in there. 6 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
Well, he can really punish you inside. I mean, Towns has the size and the move, which make him hard to handle in and around the paint.
Lopez, a screen on Jones. Outside Portis. Parker sets the screen for Portis. Minnesota with the rebound. Outside, Jones. Pass to Towns. It's rebounded by Portis.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
Zach LaVine, a high riser, the two-time dunk contest champ, making his return from that ACL surgery. He can be an explosive scorer.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Tolliver comes in for Karl Anthony Towns, and it's Rose in for Luol Deng. The Bulls making a change here as well. Valentine's checked in. And Zhang kicks to Rose. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Zach LaVine.
And Derrick Rose, the former #1 overall pick in 08, one of the most athletically gifted point guards the league has ever seen.
Andrew Wiggins, who's checked in for Jones. The Bulls leading by 6. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Back to Lopez. Six to shoot, to the paint. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Butler passes to Rose. Top of the key, Tolliver. Back to Rose. The Timberwolves working the ball around them. Zhang, a screen. Outside Butler. Outside Rose. Fires the 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Here's Portis. That's good, and it's LaVine with the assist. And it's a 10-point Bulls lead.
Kevin, I like what LaVine showed there. Not getting so locked in to his own offense. Keeps his head up, finds the open man.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls going into the break with a 10-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Defensively, it's too easy down there. Too easy. Keep the ball in front. Challenge shots. Long rebound. Guards, you got to get to the elbow.
The defense is so important to him, and he's not seeing it from his squad right now.
Lackluster. And you know, Kevin, that's not going to sit well with Coach Tiff.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. We've got Derrick Rose. Gorgie Dang is out there with Anthony Tolliver. Then it's Wiggins, and it's Teague in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Markkanen kicks to Parker. That 3 off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 10. Outside Rose. Tries from 16. Can't hit that one. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Markkanen a screen on Rose. Bean passes to Markkanen. Now here's Valentine. Teague covering. Pass to Carter. Fires from deep. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
And that floater is something Rose has been comfortable with since he came into the league. It's only gotten better with time.
Chicago calls timeout. And you look at Jeff Teague, now with a decade in the league out of Wake Forest. Greg, what does he bring to the table aside from the fact that he's been in the playoffs every single year of his career?
Yeah, I mean, he's an explosive slasher and really has grown as a playmaker. Not a star, but a quality starting point guard.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Minnesota. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to listen in on what Fred Hoiberg told his team. He was very adamant in the huddle. He said, don't let up now. Stay aggressive and do the things that have gotten us this far. We're almost there, guys.
Thank you, David. Timberwolves trail by 14. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Stolen by Markkanen. Carter down low. Jang defending. And then Carter with the dunk.
And Markkanen, the big fella, has nice court vision, solid at finding open teammates.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Poke loose. Rose dishes to Gibson. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Markkanen's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Parker against Wiggins. Carter outside. Out to the wing. Back to Markkanen. Levine kicks to Carter. 5 on the clock. And Markkanen throws it down.
You know, when Markkanen's in this deep, he should be dunking it every time. I like to see him use his size like that.
The Timberwolves have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Jang a screen. Inside. Here's Wiggins. And Wiggins throws it down.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Denzel Valentine, another tough, high IQ player, Greg, out of Michigan State.
Yeah, 4-year player for the Spartans. He knows how to play the game of basketball and has the versatility to impact the game in a variety of ways.
Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Minnesota. Butler comes in for Rose. This time's checked in for Chicago.
Boy, that's a smart drive by Wiggins. That's reading the defense and making it happen.
Dunn passes to Markkanen. Basket good. Markkanen's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
Yep, it counts.
Good luck trying to keep Cat off the glass. Karl Anthony Towns loves mixing it up down low and getting after those second chances. Boy, that's a devastating miss there. You got to convert on these easy layups deep inside.
And the foul on Wendell Carter. That is his first foul of the game. Bulls making a switch here. Parker's checked in. In the recent CBA, there have been a lot of provisions put in there for retired players. Health insurance, increase in pensions, Clark, reimbursement for tuition. What do you think of these changes?
Love them, Kevin. Absolutely love them. And again, credit to the league and to the Players Association for thinking outside the box, reaching back to benefit some of the former players that are actually in need of these benefits and deserving of them. Come on now. Those guys paved the way in many ways for what we see of the league now. Most players appreciate and recognize that, and for it to be tangibly recognized and rewarded is great to see. I love it.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Bulls.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Here's Butler, overdone, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
You know, Butler came into the NBA a tad under the radar. I mean, he was the last pick of the first round back in 2011. Didn't play much at first, but once he got his opportunity, his career took off and took off fast.
If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Markkanen, and it's good on the assist by Parker. And the Bulls lead by 11.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Bulls.
This is a game where the defense, steals specifically, generating a lot of opportunities.
And it created possessions for them, scoring opportunities, and that effort, a big part of what will be a nice victory here tonight.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, and he was relentless, nonstop energy. I mean, he just never slowed down or turned off.
Timberwolves on offense. They're on a 14-5 run here. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
And here are the Bulls now. Here's Dunn, and it goes down 2 points.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
Minnesota calls timeout. They trail by 9. 29 seconds left to play here in the 4th. That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession. Holiday against Butler. Gives him a screen. Butler kicks to Jones. The offensive rebound. There's the triple. And Jimmy Butler with the 3.
And that's exactly why they call him Jimmy Bucket. Butler, a clutch performer, one of the best we have in the league.
Outside Dang. Fires the 3. Can't connect. And so it's Chicago winning this one. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road